Illinois law that goes into effect on January 1st will have an impact on local businesses. So next year, both private and public Illinois employers will be required to give both full and part-time workers a minimum of 40 hours of paid leave per year. The Great River Economic Development Foundation, Quincy Area Chamber of Commerce, and the district are teaming up to host an educational webinar on this new law. Gredif President Kyle Moore says the March 1st webinar will focus on preparing local businesses for the changes ahead.
To put the record-keeping, systems in place and the policies in place, we just want to give our employers enough time and enough heads up. And that's really our jobs too, as economic development organizations in the areas, to make sure that our business community knows about upcoming changes to the law that's going to affect them.
And Moore says there will be a lawyer present in the Zoom session to help answer any questions. There is no cost for the meeting, but registration is required. To register for the event or to find more information on the new law, just go to this story at WGEN.com.